So good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I know you can hit louder than that. My name is Greg Odell. I have the pleasure of being the CEO and president here at Events DC. We are the Convention and Sports Authority. I'm here with 3 stars, and you're about to learn who they are. To my left first is Max Brown. He's the chairman of our board of Events DC.
Hello, hello.
To the far right is John
off.
O'Donnell, who is the CEO of WANADA, the auto shows responsible for having everybody here. So please give him a round of applause. And in the very center, a little-known person, you may not even know who he is. This is why we had this long line, but outstanding shortstop now for Washington Nationals. Give a big round of applause for Trea Turner's here with us. Thank you. All right, so Max and I are holding these cards, but we are not scripted ever, so we'll go off script. We're going to ask these guys some tough questions, but we're glad everybody's here and want to have some fun. So we are on live right now. This is our second episode of Events DC Live, so please join us in the fun. So I'll ask Max, to start with some questions for Trea.
Well, let me first welcome everybody to the Convention Center. I hope you got a chance to see the amazing cars we've got, courtesy of our friends at WANADA and John. John, thank you for all that you do for us. Let's give him a hand.
I get a lot of help.
Trea, I've got an important question. So I hear you're fast, one of the fastest MLB players. I want to race you. I want to race you around the Convention Center and see who wins, but
just as long as you're not in a car.
Oh, I'm going to need the Maserati for that. No, but I love asking this question of the young players. So when you were growing up, who did you look up to as not only a baseball player with the skills, but a role model for you?
I think, the easiest answer is Derek Jeter. Everybody, loves him.
Jeter.
You can't not love him.
Even though he's a Yankee, we love Jeter.
Yeah, exactly. But another guy I loved, I got the chance to watch him play a little bit. I was a Marlins fan, but he would come in from Cincinnati. I liked watching Ken Griffey Jr. play. Caught one of his foul balls, and, ever since then, big fan.
Awesome.
So since we are the auto show, we'll get right to the question. So what is your favorite car, and what would you want to have if the sky was the limit?
I don't know, something exotic. I like luxury a little bit more than, trucks. Some of my teammates love trucks and, all that mudding and whatnot. But, I'd probably go Lamborghini of some sort or, I don't know, something fast.
So on the Lamborghini point, thank you. So one of our good partners we work with all the time are the Learners, right? We own the National Stadium. And so I'll talk to Ed Cohn and make sure that you get a raise next year so you can buy that Lamborghini.
No doubt.
And we happen to have that Lamborghini right behind everybody right over there.
No, Nationals are great partners. They've done a great job managing the team, but we'll try to get you some more money.
And so, Trea, you've been in D.C. obviously now as a player. So from your perspective, what do you think of our great city, and how's your experience been here in Washington?
It's been awesome. Where I grew up was nice, but I didn't have the city feel, so I really enjoy cities in general. But as far as D.C., I think, it's hard to beat because you have all the history here. It's, you can walk around for days and just see something new every single day, go to a new museum, and, I think that's special, and that's something that, not a lot of cities have.
Did you come here on a middle school trip like I did and got in trouble in the back of the bus?
I wanted to, but I guess I wasn't allowed at the time. There's a school trip, and a select number of kids got to go in like 5th grade, and I never got a chance to go on that. Yeah, so a little sad about that, but now I get to be here a little bit more than that.
You made up for it.
Yep. Well, we're glad that you're here. Thank you for all that you've done for the team and been a great role model, but we look forward to obviously bringing a championship, so thank you for being here. So we want to turn our attention to our gracious partner. John has had the pleasure of bringing the auto show to D.C. for many, many years, and as you all can see and attest, it's by far one of the best auto shows we have in our country. So John, yes, give it up for the auto show. So John, maybe you could take a few minutes to tell us about your vision and what's changed over the years and why now D.C. is on the map as one of the greatest auto shows in the country.
Everybody in the room is really fortunate because D.C., whether Detroit likes it or not, is their partner, right? They can't sell you something without getting it approved by Congress, and that means that all of the latest and greatest technology, and everybody keeps talking about driverless cars, It's right down here on the second level and the third level. Don't forget about the ballroom here. That's where we have the exotics. But we're talking about baby steps towards completely autonomous cars. Right now, you have technology where you don't even have to hold the wheel. I have a friend who drove down I-95 2 weeks ago for 45 minutes and he never touched his steering wheel. And all of that type of product is here at the show.
He was in a lift.
Yeah, so there's some really neat stuff that's going to be here today. And each year, come on back, because over the next 15 years or so, the technology will blow you away. And that'll be fine because you can be in the back seat, asleep, going to your destination.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you have many manufacturers that you work with, so what is your car of choice?
Well, one of the questions, if I can, was what was my first car? My first car was a 1980 Chevy Citation. This guy wasn't even born.
That was a lady magnet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you must have crushed with that car.
Oh, absolutely not. I didn't get a date until, I was about 47. No, there's over 700 vehicles here from 37 different manufacturers. Greg, you can't put me on the spot, man. I can't pick just one. Now, if I could pick 10, I'll take 10 cars home.
Fair
What
enough.
was your first car?
My first
Yeah.
car was a Toyota Celica.
Those are cool.
A little bit more of a magnet. It was a hatchback.
Hatchback.
Thanks
Red?
for asking. It was not red. It was gray, actually. And yours?
It was a 1970. It was my grandmother's car, so let's just start with that. An old Jewish woman from like Czech Republic.
Nice.
It was a 1973 Maverick. I converted. I put fur on the ceiling because I was 16. Had brown fur and the best sound system in the world. So that was my first car, the Maverick, not the Bobcat. Although I did have a Bobcat, not on the loose like the one from the zoo, but an actual Bobcat.
Trey, what are you driving?
Currently, I am driving a Range Rover Sport.
Ooh, nice. Love a Range Rover.
So Trey, I know you want to give us a prediction for the 2017 season. Go ahead and tell us all what's going to happen.
World Series,
Yes.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right.
No doubt.
I think
So I think on that note, we have lots of people here to see Trey. I know they want to see Max and John as well, but I think they're here to see Trey. So we thank everybody. What's that?
Before you open it up for question, I do want to acknowledge, first of all, I want to acknowledge the great work that our Mayor Bowser, is doing in the city. So,
Absolutely.
Mayor,
Give a round of
thank you
applause.
for everything.
Yep.
And Mayor Bowser's brother, Marvin Bowser, is here. Marvin, good to see you.
Good to see you, Bob. So before we get to Trey, if anyone had some questions of any of our All-Stars here, we'd welcome them right now. Any questions? I see one in the back of the hand. Yes, sir, what's your question?
Favorite DC pro athlete is the question.
Mine's Trey Turner.
Yeah, no doubt.
my favorite player is Anthony Rendon, but if I have to pick another sport, I'm a big fan of basketball, so I'd probably go John Wall. He's pretty impressive.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. I've been doing some research. Apparently, I get a few, not just one. So I'm going to try to pick a couple good ones.
Great question. Yes.
Are you excited to get back to shortstop this year?
Very. It's a position I played basically my whole life. So, I'm excited to go back there and try to prove that, I can do it. So, at the highest level, I got a chance to do it in the minor leagues, but only played a few games in the major leagues at short, and I'm excited.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your favorite MLB park to play in other than the division park?
Park to play in other than ours?
Other than the division, what is your favorite MLB park to play in?
I haven't been to very many. That being said, San Francisco is really cool, that's one thing I'm looking forward to for this year. Getting a chance to just see other stadiums. As a kid, I watched plenty of baseball games, and it's a lot different perspective watching on TV and then actually being in the middle of it. And as much as you all are gonna hate me for this, the Mets Stadium, since it's brand new, is actually another cool place to play. I think each stadium's got its own little feel or tradition, and I enjoy going to different places.
So I'm from Cleveland originally. You could, yes, it's sad and it's the factory of sadness. But I went back for Game 7 of the World Series. It was unbelievable, A, the game, but B, the community that it brought together. And even though we lost, it was to the Cubs, which we all could say, you know what? If it wasn't going to be Cleveland, it was going to be Chicago. But the Cleveland fans and the Chicago fans were like just so great with each other. And I wanted to ask you, Trea, have you ever experienced anything like that? And what do you think you'll feel when you get to a Game 7?
Well, for the playoffs in general was a whole nother level. You play numerous amounts of games in front of 40,000 people, but when they're all on their feet for pinch one, that's an adrenaline rush, and then to be in Game 7 of the World Series would probably be on a whole nother level. So hopefully I get a chance to experience that this year.
All right, so folks, you heard it. He's predicted, and we know it's going to happen. World Series or bust. I want to thank everybody. Whoa, don't say that. We can say that. That's all right. It's a new day, 2017. We're going to make it happen.
I love that.
All right, so everybody, we know we want to have a chance for you to meet Trea. He's here. So thank everybody for being here. Have a wonderful night. Be safe going home. Thanks, everybody. Please give him a round of applause again for being here. Appreciate
All right,
it.
Trea. Go Nats.